Lina sat alone at a rooftop cafe, quietly sketching under soft lights. The city glowed behind her, but she was lost in her own world. Ava walked in. She noticed Lina instantly, the way she focused, the calm on her face. Without overthinking, Ava walked straight to her table. "Do you always draw strangers, or just the ones you like?" she said. Lina looked up surprised. Their eyes met and something clicked. "I didn't know I had an audience," Lina replied softly. Ava sat down across from her, a small smile on her lips. "You didn't until now." A light breeze moved Lina's hair across her face. Without thinking, Ava gently tucked it behind her ear. The touch was soft, but it lingered. Lina's breath caught slightly. "You're very forward." Ava leaned in just a little. "Only when I'm interested." Silence. But it wasn't empty. They just looked at each other a little longer than strangers should. And in that quiet moment, something began. Days passed, and somehow they kept meeting. Same cafe, same table, different conversations. Sometimes they laughed. Sometimes they just sat in silence, comfortable in a way that felt new. One evening, they walked by a quiet lakeside. The sky was painted in soft orange and pink. Lina looked at the water. "This feels too easy." Ava glanced at her. "Is that a bad thing?" Lina hesitated. "Maybe it's just new." A soft breeze passed. Ava stepped closer, gently tucking a strand of Lina's hair behind her ear again, but this time, her fingers didn't move away quickly. They lingered. Lina's heart raced. Their hands brushed, almost holding. Lina looked up at her, voice barely a whisper. "This feels dangerous." Ava leaned in slightly, her voice soft but steady. "Only if we pretend it's not real." Their faces were close now. Too close. For a second it felt like they might kiss. But Lina pulled back. Not ready but not untouched either. And that tension stayed between them, growing strong. It was raining that night. Lina stood alone on an empty street, her heart racing as drops of rain soaked through her hair. Ava finally arrived, slightly out of breath. "You said it was urgent." Lina stepped closer, her voice shaking. "I tried to ignore this, but I can't." Ava didn't speak. She just watched her. "When I'm with you," Lina continued softly, "everything else disappears." Silence. Then Ava moved closer, her voice low. "Then don't ignore it." They stood inches apart, close enough to feel each other's breath. Lina slowly reached for Ava's hand. This time, she didn't pull away. Their fingers intertwined. Ava gently lifted Lina's chin. Their eyes locked, deep, intense, undeniable. And then, they kissed. Soft at first, hesitant, then deeper. Real. Certain. Rain falling around them. The world fading away. And in that moment, nothing else mattered. After that night, everything changed. Or at least, it felt like it would. But then, Ava disappeared. No messages. No calls. Days passed and Lina kept checking her phone again and again. Nothing. Finally, Ava showed up at the cafe. But something was different. Distant. Cold. "Where did you go?" Lina asked, trying to stay calm. Ava looked away. "I shouldn't have let that happen." Lina's heart dropped. "What does that mean?" Ava hesitated, then spoke quietly. "My life, it's complicated. I can't do this." Silence. Heavy. Sharp. Lina stepped back, hurt clear in her eyes. "So, I was just a moment to you?" Ava didn't answer. And that silence said everything. Lina nodded slowly, holding back tears. "Okay," she whispered. Then she turned and walked away. This time, Ava didn't stop her. Days passed. Lina was back at the same rooftop cafe, sitting alone, sketching again. But this time, she kept stopping, like something was missing. Footsteps. She didn't look up at first. "I was scared." Lina froze. Ava stood in front of her. "I thought it would be easier to walk away," Ava said softly. But it wasn't. Lina finally looked at her, eyes tired, but still holding something. "Then why did you?" she asked. Ava stepped closer. "Because I didn't know how to fight for this for us." A long silence. Then, quietly, "I do now." Lina stood up slowly. For a second it felt like she might walk away again. But instead, She reached for Ava's hand. This time she held it.
No hesitation.
Then don't run again, Lina said softly. Ava nodded. They stood there, close fingers intertwined.
No ruse.
No fear. Just something real. And this time, they didn't let go. If you felt this story, don't forget to subscribe for more.